At Confederation College, we know the best way to learn is to do. So let's get fired up. Let's spark our imaginations. Let's do something amazing. With a 90% employer satisfaction rate and one of the highest graduate employment rates in Ontario, we'll help you get there. Dream big, get the skills, do the job. Visit confederationcollege.ca and apply now.
This is Confederation College. Located in the beautiful city of Thunder Bay, Ontario, on the shores of the world's largest lake, Lake Superior. Thunder Bay is just a 2-hour flight from Toronto. It provides a perfect combination of city life surrounded by stunning natural beauty. Our Thunder Bay campus has 4 different buildings that cater to different programs. We have over 1,200 international students from 37 different countries. Confederation College is a smaller institution, which means smaller class sizes, more practical hands-on learning, individual workstations in our labs, easy and immediate access to equipment, personal attention from faculty, and more opportunities to succeed. We have more than 60 full-time programs for students to choose from. We have many support services to ensure the success of our students. Students can avail of tutoring services, utilize our impressive fitness center, meet with counselors, eat fresh food at our Ryan Hall cafeteria, and get together with friends for projects or just to hang out in the atrium. We also have a health and dental clinic on campus. Every year, more than 80% of Confederation College's graduates obtain employment within 6 months of graduating. This is a higher average than many colleges in Ontario. We also have a very high employer satisfaction rate of an impressive 100%. Thunder Bay is affordable for students, with a much lower cost of living than in Canada's other large cities. There are also many part-time job opportunities available, and our international students are in demand. We are particularly proud of our ability to provide on-campus housing options for our students. In 2022-23, students pay only $350 a month for a shared room in our residence. At Confederation College, students also receive a bus pass as part of their fees and have no need to pay anything extra for transit. Students and those who support them will find that Confederation College is prompt, honest, and professional in all its undertakings, and we are known for our admission process, which is fast and efficient. This is learning. This is Confederation College.
Hello po sa inyong lahat. Kuya Nicky po at your service from Sun-Cor Limited.
Hi everybody, this is Kuya Mikmik, your regulated Canadian immigration consultant.
Hello. Good morning everyone. Good evening in the Philippines. Kumusta po kayong lahat? So this is
Hello.
Morning with the Kuyas. Today is Tuesday, the last day of January, January 31st.
Oh, last day of January pala.
January. Go. So, guys, this is Morning with the Kuyas. Once again, Kuya Mikmik, our licensed immigration consultant.
Hello,
And I
hello.
myself, your education consultant, Kuya Nikki. So, we are the Team Sun-Cor, and hopefully, guys, you guys are okay, especially in the Philippines. And shout out sa lahat ng mga kababayan po namin. If you can also share this live session, we are live at
Yep.
my Facebook account and also live on our YouTube at the same time, the Facebook of Suncor. If you can share this one, because today is another special day. So we're gonna be presenting Confederation College again, and like
Right.
a 2 week series. This is our
This
second.
is part 3 of 4. So we had the first 2 last week, and now we're having the last 2 this week. So we're generating a lot of interest for Confederation College, and today we'll be covering a different set of faculty members.
Yes. So today we're gonna be just to give you an idea, we're gonna be discussing three programs. First is
Yep.
the diploma in electronics. The other one would be postgrad with embedded systems, which is going to be presented by Raymond Mayer, and also
Yep.
we have also another business program, the DMMA or Digital Marketing and Marketing Analytics, will be discussed
All
further
right.
by Aaron. So I'm very excited, guys. So let us introduce our what do you call this one? Our Miss Universe from the Philippines.
Yes.
We recall on the Miss Universe, Miss Christine.
Candidate number 12.
I feel so honored to be carrying and passing this crown. But kidding aside, it's been great. This is the third part, or I guess a third
Yep.
series of our info session. And you're right, it has been really um capturing a lot of those inquiries, and I thank you because you have highlighted nga yung ating mga a variety of programs, and we are so excited today because magkaiba. We have the engineering technology and of course the
Yep.
faculty of business. And how are you? How was your weekend before we jumped into our presentation, or before we introduce formally our guests?
My weekend is good. Spend time with family. And at the same time, Michael is excited as well.
I just spent the weekend building cribs and baby beds and strollers.
Oh,
Because
So we'll see.
her wife is, almost
Almost there.
almost there. One more,
okay,
or 1 or 2 more weeks.
that's kind of like technology as well, right? When you're assembling. It's so cool.
Mechanical, yes.
Yeah, and mechanical. Fascinating. And of course, good morning and good evening to our kababayans, to all of the Filipinos watching across the globe. And my name is Crystal, by the way, of Confederation College. And we are so psyched, always pumped to be in collaboration with the guapos of Suncor. O, di ba hindi kuyas? The guapos of Suncor.
Ooh,
And
el guapitos.
maraming salamat for the support, and we look forward to a really wonderful session today. Okay,
Mhm.
am I right? After the presentation, it's really exciting presentations we have today. We're going to have a little bit of chat. Maybe I can discuss further on admission requirements because
Yes.
it's
Yep,
very,
definitely.
medyo may parang special treatment yata sa mga Filipinos eh. just, just kidding. Ayun. So yeah, thank you. All right. So back to you, Kuya Nick and Kuya Mick.
Yeah. So
All
our
right.
first speaker for today will be the faculty of going to be discussing two programs, actually, diploma in electronics and diploma in postgrad in embedded systems. So without further ado, help me welcome Raymond Mayer. Hi, Raymond. How are
Hey,
you?
Raymond.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good.
Good. Good.
Very good.
Actually, we have three different locations, but the power of technology.
Yep.
Raymond is
Power
in
of technology.
Thunder Bay. Am I right, Raymond?
Thunder Bay, yeah, Thunder Bay,
Yeah.
Ontario, in Canada.
Michael is in Calgary. I am in Niagara. So yeah, how's the weather in Thunder Bay today?
Oh, pretty. It's a little cold, but thankfully it dips down, but it warms up. We're getting a little bit of a cold snap, so it's about 20 below without the wind chill. With the wind chill, it gets a little colder. So
Yeah,
Just like here, then.
yes, yeah,
yeah. No,
maybe not so much in Niagara, but definitely in Calgary. Yeah.
Yep.
Like they said, this is Canada. Expect the worst anytime. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So Raymond, like I said, everyone excited to know more about the programs that you're going to be presenting. So we will give you the floor, and so we can start.
Great, thank you.
All right.
Well, hello everyone. I am the coordinator of the Electronics and the Embedded Systems program. What I'll do right now is go through a little presentation on our Electronics Engineering Technician program. It's formally called Electronics Engineering Technician, not formally, but officially, sorry, called Electronics Engineering Technician Computers, because the focus is on computing systems, though the graduate does get a full rounded education in electronics. So to get into this program, the admission criteria is a senior high school diploma with a grade 12 math credit. There is also a requirement for one of the grade 11 maths. So your admission requirements will be subjected to those requirements, as well as an English proficiency. The duration of this program is run over 2 years, typical. We say typical because sometimes some students would like to take a little bit longer to go at a slower pace, but by far most students finish it in 2 years, and it's quite doable. 4 semesters typical. So there's a break in the summer if you start in the fall. The credential upon graduation is a college diploma. This is an overview of the Electronics Engineering Technician program, and it seems like a lot at first, but it's really just meant to show you that we do cover a variety of subjects, and it will take you in from the ground floor and gradually allow you to progress through at a very good pace, something that's very manageable. And at the end of your program, you're going to have the skills that employers are looking for. And not only that, you'll have a wider skill set as well. So it's not just one particular field you can get into. There are a variety of different fields related to electronics that you can move into after that. Another great thing about the way that this program is structured is that the first 2 semesters are common with 2 other programs. And so it really does allow you to kind of get an idea about some of the more specific programs we have here at the college. So we do have a common first year. The first 2 semesters are common. So often, and you'll probably be wondering why Confederation College, and as you might have heard in the introduction video by Miriam Wall, it's one of the biggest things we have is our hands-on learning. And hands-on learning is great because it serves 2 purposes. Number one, it prepares you when you get onto the workforce and you're more readily able to get that job and start working at your rewarding career. But the secondary reason, and coming from a faculty point of view, we see this is that this hands-on training really does reinforce what's learned in your theory class. So you can sit down and read all of the books you like, but when you get out to do it and put your hands on some of this equipment and some of these components and make measurements, it really does bring everything together. So not only will you get that knowledge that you will attending college, but I think, in my opinion, you'll get a much deeper understanding of how that really does work. And in some cases, it'll take graduates years of at-work experience before they truly find this. And I think we can really accelerate that with our labs. Now, you'll see a couple of pictures of our new electrical and electronics labs. And we've got a new instrumentation lab and our new advanced soldering lab. And that's another great thing about Confederation College and why you should study here, is that we take pride in always ensuring we've got the most up-to-date equipment, and we're using the most up-to-date technology and standards, so that when you graduate, you're going to be relevant at that time. Another important thing is that labs aren't shared. What I mean by that is that when you come to the lab class, you will have your own meters, your own equipment to work on, giving you or every student that attends the opportunity to perform these labs. It's not like you're going to be sitting in a group watching someone else or observing someone else do it. Nope, you'll get a chance to get right in there and learn along with every one of your classmates. The labs that we have, like I said, are fairly new, and this is something that we always try and keep up on. And this is a picture or an image of our electrical lab. The students in the electronics program do take one course called electrical automation, and you will spend some time in this lab learning how to wire up and what these devices are. Our advanced electronics labs, shown in this image, you can see students have access to their own set of equipment, and this equipment is all networked together so that students can go and make measurements, and you'll be taught how to use this equipment. So if it looks intimidating looking at these pictures, don't worry. When you come in, you'll be taken from the ground level and shown how to use each one of these devices. And by the time you graduate, you'll feel very comfortable with using this equipment. You'll also learn advanced soldering and rework techniques. These are skills where if you need to make repairs to a circuit board, you'd be able to remove components and reinstall them. So it's pretty interesting in how you do this. You're taught these interesting techniques. And we follow global IPC standards for electronic soldering and assembly. And this is something that graduates that get a job in this field for repair and rework, the employers value this, the knowledge of IPC standards quite highly. You'll also be studying electronics communications and how systems communicate with one another. So not only will you go through the theory, but you'll get to do labs on these telecommunication labs. You'll be able to work on equipment, everything from radios to networking systems. And some of the employers really value that wide range of knowledge in telecommunications. So talking about the lab and this balance between theory and practical, in the electronics program, approximately 40% overall of the time is devoted to practical work. So that's quite a large chunk. So it's not just you doing a lab and following procedures, but in that process, you'll get that in-depth understanding. Now, our lab instructors, many have years of industry experience, and so they can share with you much more information or details than what you're doing in the lab. And students are always encouraged to participate and ask questions and dive in deeper if they want to learn more. And again, we value the knowledge all of our instructors have in delivering this material. There's also a computer networking and programming aspect in the electronics program. You will learn how to write scripts and software in using computer systems, though that's not necessarily the main focus. It is a necessary skill to allow you to get computer systems communicating with one another. So you'll learn about hardware and software specifications to install these larger local networks. So what is a program like, or this program like, for a typical student? Well, I would say most programs is that the entire college is really focused on you, the student, and it's a very inclusive and supportive learning environment. And we encourage students to reach out if there's additional help or assistance that's required. There is a very collaborative approach outside of the class. We see that with the students. There's great work and study areas. You have access to your many resources, including faculty, myself included. So when you're in the program, because the class sizes are not, hundreds of students at a time, you actually have a chance to interact with all of your instructors, to learn more. And so I would say take advantage of that. The theory lab time, as I'd mentioned, is 60 to 40% for this program. And again, we pride ourselves in ensuring that you have up-to-date tools and equipment to make sure that you're relevant when you enter that workforce. Now, would you like this program? Is this something that would be a good fit for you? Well, I would say if you're just curious about electronics in general, I mean, we use them every day. We use technology constantly. But if you're curious as to how that works, or you like working with things and assembling things and putting things together, I think this would be a great fit for you. The program trains you for anything from network and hardware support to building automation to repair and rework. There's so many different fields that you can go into, or subcategories of electronics that you can go into. Our program is recognized by the Canadian Navy, and so the graduates from this program can pursue a career in the Navy if they'd also like that as well. This is an overall map of Canada. In the middle, we've got Ontario, and then right down here in the middle, we've got Thunder Bay. And I'm showing this because we're going to go through some of the job opportunities that are available in the electronics, or graduates of the electronics engineering technician program. And Ontario is further divided up. The province of Ontario is further divided up into districts. And so the 3 districts we'll talk about with this data is the Kenora district. It's quite a large district. It's not that densely populated. Then we have the Thunder Bay district and Rainy River district over here. And there's, again, is Thunder Bay. And this information that we've got collected will show you that there are a number of occupations for graduates that want to stay in the local area or region. And we've got jobs here in the as electronic service technicians, electrical engineering technologists and technicians. If you're into assembling, fabricating, inspecting, or testing, telecommunications is always big. And in fact, we often get other companies from the western end of Canada seeking out our graduates as well. And user support technicians. These are probably the 5 biggest areas of jobs that are available. Most of them will be in the Thunder Bay district, primarily based in Thunder Bay. There are jobs elsewhere. So if you'd like to come and study in Thunder Bay, but then pursue a career elsewhere in Canada, that's of course an option for you as well. The starting salaries for some of these jobs, the electronic service technicians, would be around the $48,000 to $49,000 a year. The electronics technicians starting at around 70, 71. And this is a wide region here, range of employment opportunities. I've seen graduates get jobs with power utility companies. Even though that's an electrical-based thing, there are many electronics-based items that make this whole plant work. And so they need technicians to keep that running. Electronic assembly and fabricators, that starts at around 46, 47,000. And that's a very wide range as well. Basically, any company that manufactures anything can make use of an electronics technician. The telecom industry is, of course, always a large one. There's always upgrades going on. So telecommunication installation and repair, and user support technicians. So oftentimes technicians or graduates will work in a field where they act as a support person to help someone that's using equipment, so they can act as a technical liaison for the user and the manufacturer. The prospects for jobs going into the future overall is increasing. In some areas, it's expected to go down a little, but overall, the trend for electronics engineering technicians is rising across Northwestern Ontario and Canada. And so that's a good thing, of course. And again, don't feel you're limited to the Thunder Bay area. It's not like you're just getting trained for one small area. With your diploma, you can seek out employment anywhere in Canada if you choose to do so. Sorry if that seemed a little rushed, but if there are any questions, I could answer those.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Raymond. Yes, electronics is a very popular program in the Philippines. Actually, I myself is an electronics and communication engineering graduate in the Philippines, and yeah, I love. Like I said, when you say electronics, it's not just electronics, right? There's also a portion where where you do some programming as well, because right now everything is electronically made, right? Especially the computer is just electronics, right? How can you learn about computers if you don't even know the electronic side of the computer?
Yeah, exactly. Well put. They are very interrelated. There's a lot of different skill sets that you need to be effective in that field. Yes, well put.
Yes, and the good thing with this one, this is a diploma program, so we're inviting for those who just finished high school. They're really welcome to apply for this program. So this is a 2 year program, Raymond.
That's correct. 2 years. Yeah, 4 semesters.
Yes, 2 year program, and after 2 years, you get a 3 years postgrad work permit, where as Raymond showed it, that there are jobs available already in Thunder Bay as well, waiting for you guys. You don't need to go out, the the city to find for jobs. And as far as I know, you know, the way the system work in Thunder Bay, that before you even graduate, there's jobs already set up for you guys. They're available.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've got on-site support to allow students to get resumes ready, and so that before they graduate, students are, yes, already out applying and going to interviews and so on. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Michael, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I have some questions for this type of skill set. Are there any typical companies? Because I feel like some companies reach out to the college for graduates because they desperately need the talent. In Confederation College's experience, what are the companies that you think would normally reach out, or what industry
Oh,
type?
yes. So telecom is huge. So we've got one major telecom company in Thunder Bay Telephone, and they handle mobility, networking, and so they hire many of our graduates. They're a local company, one of the larger ones in Thunder Bay. We've got
Mhm.
other cellular and mobility companies coming to Thunder Bay. They actually come in, set up a booth, and try and try and grab the graduates before they
Oh
leave.
wow.
Yeah, yeah, we've had that. We've had Ontario Power Generation, again, a very large company in Ontario. Hydro One as well, hire our graduates. I had mentioned the Navy. There are many other companies that manufacture and repair and distribute things like radios and telecom equipment. So in Thunder Bay, it's primarily the communication and the larger industries like generation and pulp and paper. Um,
Mhm.
and then if you go outside of Thunder Bay, I would say that there are a lot of opportunities from any companies that manufacture anything, because assembly is always a very large part of an electronics technician skill set. Um, we've got a rail car assembly plant as well.
Oh wow.
So technicians have been hired for that as well.
Bombardier or
Yeah, formerly Bombardier. I think
okay.
it was purchased by another company. Now the name escapes me, but it's
Yep, yep,
changed hands a few times.
yep. Oh, so Raymond, you mentioned that some companies actually set up a booth to recruit. Is
Yes.
this like a recruitment day for the entire college, or it's specific to the program?
We do host annual job fairs. COVID has made it a little bit challenging, but pre-COVID and now, we do have job fairs. They're typically run around I believe it's February. We're going to be holding this one. And so that gives employers an opportunity to come by, set up booths, and then students in their final semester can come by and talk to employers to see what job opportunities are available, what the work entails. So yeah, there's a very big collaborative effort between Confederation College and prospective employers to allow students, go from that the point of graduating into the field. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. And maybe for our viewers who are curious about the program and looking at their career outlook, upon graduation, do you think how long does a typical graduate find work?
That varies, but the ones I hear about are the ones that get the jobs immediately. COVID has made communication with graduates a little bit difficult. You don't get to run into them as often. But what we've typically seen is the students that are out actively looking are typically successful by the time they graduate. If the student's not really looking, or putting in that much of an effort,
Yep.
To find a job takes some effort to find the job you want.
Of course. Yep.
So, but it's usually pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you very much, Raymond. I think we can proceed to the second program, which is the embedded system.
Certainly. I'll just get that. So I'm also the coordinator of the Embedded Systems program. And the Embedded Systems program does share many of the topics or some of the content that we deliver in our other programs like electronics and electrical technology, but it's really more specific to students that have a diploma or degree from the college or university level and want to refine their skills in the development of embedded systems. So an embedded system, if you're not already familiar, is any electronic device that has its own processor on it that does a dedicated set of tasks and it works 24/7 on those tasks. So that's what embedded systems is. And this program is really about the understanding of how those systems work. And at the final semester in this 2-year post-grad certificate program, in the final semester, all students will complete a capstone project. And this project has the student go right from the very beginning, the design phase, and at the end to have a circuit board put together by that student that does a very specific set of tasks that were identified at the beginning of that final semester. So it's really interesting and a very, I think, rewarding field to get into. So the admission criteria, as I'd mentioned, is a 4-year degree from an accredited university or college and English proficiency stated there. The program duration is 2 years, 4 semesters typical, and the credential gained at graduation is a graduate certificate. The program is shown here. It does share some courses with some of our other programs, and many other courses are catered specifically to embedded systems design. You can see that there is, it's not as intense as some of our other programs. That's because the students taking this program will have some work to do on their own. But the in-class study, a lot of it is practical, like many of the other programs. We've got typically here, in some cases, a little bit over 50% hands-on work. So the first semester, the students will get a little bit of review on electronics and digital and computer software. And they'll also get an opportunity, because we understand that many college and university graduates outside of Ontario don't get a chance to actually use some of this equipment and test equipment. training on specific pieces of equipment is focused on in our EM 267 course. And so when you first come into this program, you'll get a review of some of the fundamentals, and also a course on using a lot of this test equipment. Again, very important in the embedded systems development. In the second and third semesters, you're understanding what embedded systems are. And again, it's very guided. There's another computer software course. But by the time you get to the third semester, the focus on smaller projects is kind of made at this point. And so in our embedded control systems 2 theory and lab, students will study more advanced aspects of embedded control systems. And we get you to go right down to the bit level in registers. You might have heard terms like bare metal programming and things like that. And that's what you're doing at this level. You're manipulating bits right down inside of a microcontroller. And from that, you'll be able to do much more advanced things. You can build upon firmware and software that's developed, and you can go through we go through the process of developing a driver for a microcontroller as well. So we really take you right from the flip-flop level all the way up through to real-time operating systems used in microcontrollers. And the goal here is so that the graduate of this program has a very good understanding from bottom to top of how an embedded system works, right down to the very small minutia of how information stored in registers, all the way up to the point where it's communicating via predefined protocol with another system. So it really is, I really love this program. I'm very passionate about it. And I think our graduates really do have a well-rounded understanding of embedded systems. In your final semester, it's you take a course called Embedded Systems Design, and this is the one where we work with design criteria from the very beginning, and all students create this scope statement. And as you're moving through the final semester, you're building and designing this embedded system. So you have these specifications at the beginning, and as you progress through, you're verifying that you're meeting these specifications. And this is done to mimic what happens in a real world environment. You're going to go out with your postgraduate certificate. You're going to get a job. Most students get jobs with firmware as firmware designers or hardware designers, and you're educated for both. But when you get this job working for a company, you're going to have this better understanding. If you're designing hardware, how the firmware works. If you're designing firmware, how that works with the hardware. And so, I think it's a very well-rounded course for our graduates, or program for our graduates. You'll also take computer networking and another course called HD programming. I mean, you might see some other embedded systems programs out there without this, but in my experience, it is a very valuable course. Students often touch on it in a degree program, but we go into depth and do a lot of practical examples with our HDL programming course as well. So you get a lot of opportunities for software and hardware design and development. I mentioned in the prior presentation about our focus on hands-on training, and again, embedded systems students are no different. You'll get a chance to work in labs. In your final year, you'll have key fob access to labs even outside of class time, so you can continue to work and study at your own pace. You're given lots of instruction, of course, during the class time, but you have access to state-of-the-art equipment. And our students make use of it quite a bit. We've got also PCB fabrication and 3D printing facilities as well. So I had mentioned before that there's two reasons why we focus on the practical aspect. Number one is to gain those skills needed out in industry. But number two, it really does reinforce that learning experience. I'd also mentioned in the previous presentation, I'll focus on it again, that we follow global IPC standards for electronic soldering and assembly. And this is extremely important in the embedded systems field because many companies will follow IPC standards. This is a globally recognized set of standards that explain the construction of circuit boards, how they're put together, how they're modified, how they're designed. So this is all about embedded systems and especially the hardware for the embedded systems. As I mentioned before, also we do have in-house tools for fabrication. We've got equipment that can mill out circuit boards. This is good for single and double layer boards. Those of you familiar with circuit boards, those are the rigid boards where you see all of the chips and so on soldered on them. And so a 2-layer board means there's copper on the top and bottom. And this machine starts with copper on both sides and it takes out the excess. This is good for very small projects, but for our capstone project, because our students design several layers of circuit boards, several layers in their circuit board, we will outsource that for fabrication. On the lead up to the capstone project, this one student here is taking an embedded 2 course. And in this one, it looks a little crazy, but don't worry, every stage you're guided along as to what each part does, what each wire does in the system. And we focus on the ARM Cortex microcontrollers, which the student is using here. And we use industry standard C programming. C++ is still used, or is used quite a bit for desktop and many other types of programming and in embedded systems as well. But what our surveys have shown is that most employers and most companies are still using the C programming language. So we focus on that, but we're ready to shift and transition to C++ in our program should industry change that way. Students are educated in the C++ programming language as well, and in their capstone project we'll be using C++. So you get a mix of assembly language, C, and C++. We also use a product called Altium Designer. Altium Designer is not supporting this presentation anyway, but I feel it's necessary to mention this because Altium Designer is one of the leading EDA tools out there. It's one of the tools that are used by many of the employers that students will eventually work for if they're getting into hardware design. And it can be quite complex and daunting to learn at the beginning. So we guide you through that process and in using these tools. So it's a big application that allows hardware designers to design circuitry schematics, to lay out circuit boards and simulate them and generate all of the files that are needed to actually fabricate that circuit board and get that thing made for you. And so we use this EDA tool extensively throughout especially the final year. As I'd mentioned, students in the embedded system will create a capstone project. This is a culminating exercise in going through the entire design process. And the students will design schematics, go through the process of selecting parts, especially making sure you can get the parts. And we talk to students about that. We look at distributors to check inventories and so on. So you get real world experience in seeing, what problems could arise in an embedded system development project. So we go through, we design this, we get the students to assemble, put the prototypes together, and get it all tested. We, like I had mentioned also before, the ARM Cortex M4F. This is a processor that's used in many, many microcontrollers today. The Cortex line M1 to M4 is still being used in many small to mid-scale embedded systems. So that's one of the reasons why we've selected this. It's also a great learning platform to learn on. We can program this device in assembly language, C and C++. We use a specific one from a company called Texas Instruments, but the knowledge you gain in using the ARM Cortex processor, it's a processor inside this microcontroller, can be applied to many other different companies like ST Microelectronics and onsemi and Analog, and there are many other devices out there that use this type of core. And the selection of this core, by the way, is based on information we at the college get from marketing surveys that come back asking, what is the industry doing now? What is the industry using right now? This program, the Embedded Systems program, like all of our programs, needs to be up to date so that when you graduate, your skill set is relevant and you can get out working and find that rewarding job. So 50% of the time spent in the program is devoted to practical work. This is done, again, for a couple of reasons, but especially in this program where many students have a very vast knowledge, theoretical knowledge of electronics or electrical systems or programming or mechatronics, and that theoretical knowledge. Sometimes some students come into the college with some practical experience, but we have seen many come in with virtually no practical experience, meaning they haven't been able to apply this theory. And so we've taken that upon ourselves, especially in that first semester, to get you with hands-on tasks so that you're familiar with much of this equipment, making measurements on these devices. And again, if it hadn't been something that you felt 100% comfortable with, the goal is to get you to that level where you're very comfortable with the components and how these electrical systems, electronic systems communicate with one another and how they operate. And then we start that process of embedded systems development and using it and writing code to allow a processor and a microcontroller to manipulate these devices or use these devices to acquire data. We've also included in the embedded systems program the computer network and programming courses. And the reason for that was because many embedded systems today have a communication or networking aspect to it. Not all, but you'll see more and more of them have that communication aspect. So you might have heard of terms like IoT or Internet of Things. This only works if an embedded system can communicate with other devices, and they have to communicate over networks like local area networks or the internet. And so this course is very important in embedded systems design because we want our graduates to be able to get a job, and many employers or companies have products that have a communications aspect to it. So we include this course in that program as well. So again, like all programs at Confederation College, the focus is on you, the student. The day you come in here, we're doing our best to make sure that you've got everything you need to get the job done. You've got all of the tools, you've got all of the access to resources like labs and faculty. Our class sizes are manageable. They're smaller class sizes, and that's, again, done for a reason for you to make sure that you're not lost in a sea of people. So you can ask a question during delivery of a course or during a lab. You can actually interact with faculty and even some of your classmates. So again, it's all focused on you, the student. We want you to build on the knowledge that you've gained already. And then as you move through each semester, you're going to be building on that knowledge until you reach that capstone project where you're going to really put it all together. And it becomes a great talking point, especially in interviews. I always encourage students that when they go out for their first interview after they graduate, make sure you highlight some of these things that you've learned, because oftentimes employers are dealing with many applicants. And this is what sets you apart from many other colleges, is that you've got this experience of going through the entire design process and getting something at the very end. And that's exactly what your employer is looking for, these future employees. You're going to probably be in a part of that process, especially starting off. But in a company, you can move around and go to different parts of that process. Many graduates will find work in firmware development just because that's what industry needs. And I say to all of my students that when a firmware developer has experience with the hardware design process, they are a much better firmware developer. And every employer will agree with that. The hardware developer that has a software background will be able to design hardware that is much more fluid with the software developer. And many people think that these are different fields, hardware and software, the electronics and the software, but they really are related closely in embedded systems. Without going into too much detail, how you design hardware can impact how the software that will be running on it is designed, and vice versa. So they really are related. And when you go out and you go out and get that first job, the employer is going to appreciate that you've got that overall understanding, not just a brief or a light understanding, but we go down into quite a bit of depth and detail into both. And especially in our embedded systems courses, embedded 1, embedded 2, and our embedded systems design, where we put all of that together, you do go down into quite a bit of detail. So we've got about 13 to 22 hours per week of in-class education. And it's a 46-54% split for theory lab time. And the labs are something we take a lot of pride in, and we really encourage our students to spend as much time in there. The general rule we have for our second year embedded students, when you get to your second year in the program, you're given like a key fob, and you're encouraged to use this as much as possible, these labs. So, national employment opportunities. Well, here we are in Thunder Bay. The embedded systems graduates primarily find work in the Toronto and Ottawa and Vancouver areas. That's where most will find jobs, because that's where the larger tech areas are. But we have had graduates getting jobs all over Canada. And it's really based on what the industry needs at the time. I say this, any manufacturer that develops a product can make use of your skill set. And so it's tough to put a title on what the employment job titles are, because it's so vast. But you'll see employers advertising for jobs like embedded software engineer, developer, firmware, electronics engineer, design engineer, and so on. These are types of jobs you can apply for. But I want everyone to keep this in mind, is that the term engineer in Ontario and in most provinces in Canada is a protected term, and it can only be used if you're licensed with Professional Engineers Ontario. What I'm saying is, even though it might say engineer in the job title, once you get that job, you're not necessarily classified as an engineer unless you meet the criteria by PEO. But the embedded systems graduate can apply to many different job opportunities that are out there. That's it. That's all I have for the embedded systems.
Thank you very much, Raymond. Actually, it's a very exciting program. I love what Raymond said, that electronics plus computer programming, it could be a robotic. You can design a robot already.
Yeah, I'm working with my students. We're developing a robotic arm controller. That's our project.
Exactly.
So every year we'll pick something a little different. So ours is a circuit board that will control a robotic arm that has to do a specific set of tasks, interfacing to another computing system. So
I'm gonna share something when we went there with Michael. So I'm gonna share some pictures. I don't know if you can see my screen.
Yep, we could.
Okay, so this is the lab. Actually, this is the lab. Actually, students are actually working on their I think their midterm exams or finals exam that time. And the teacher said that if it will work, you pass. If you didn't work, I mean, if your project didn't work and then you fail. But he was just kidding. So this is the entire.
So this is pretty neat. Again, all the meters, everything here,
Yep.
they're all state of the art. They're all linked to the computer. So all the data that they have.
Uh, just an example that they're really trying to. I mean, the good thing with this one, because you can simulate first in the computer, you can control the microcontrollers first, you can design it to the computer first before you can apply it in the actual no electronic part of the project. And we're very amazed that teachers are really there, guiding them step by step, and we can see that students are learning and they're happy.
Yes, yeah, like I say, it's a very rewarding career, and I think the process it's challenging, but if this is something you love, it's like the students are like, bring it on. I want to learn more. I want to learn more. And yeah, it's kind of rewarding to see, these motors turning and so on. And it's because of the code that these students have written. It's not like we just throw some parts down and say, go for it. We say, here, this is how you do this. This is how you do this. And we give students a challenge each week and say, okay, now I want you to do this. You've learned these skills, put it together. So they take those parts that they've learned, and every week, especially embedded systems too, every week they're given a new challenge. And this helps prepare them for that capstone, that final project in the last semester.
Oh, there's a capstone project. That's nice.
Yes. Yeah.
Raymond, the way I understood the presentation, is it like breadbox Arduino on a much, much larger scale?
Well, the Raspberry Pis and Arduinos, those are great tools to get involved in embedded systems. But we don't use those tools because we need the student to go even deeper to
So
understand
it's
how things are
more
working. So
complex.
yeah, we
hardware.
don't use those. They have their place, and that's good, especially for
Yep.
someone who's
It's an intro.
introductory. But what we do is we take the cortex, and the students understand at the very low level how things work, and they build their own embedded system. Of course, a graduate of this program would be able to use an Arduino and Raspberry Pi, without a problem.
Without
Uh,
EDs. All right, perfect.
yeah,
Because I've seen some industries, they still use Arduino for some of their basic tasks in manufacturing too.
great for one-off, like if you got to
Yep,
build
yep,
one thing,
yep,
or if you're prototyping an idea. Fantastic platforms for that. Yes.
yep, perfect. And I think is the program a good marriage between somebody who's into hardware and into software, and they can't decide which one do they specialize in?
Perfect. Yeah, it is perfect. I've seen students come with just a hardware background, and then we take them through. They go through 3 levels of programming, or more
Mm-hmm.
than that, but in succession. And we've seen students that come from a primarily software background come in, and they've been out of school for a while, and they're kind of brushing up on the hardware. So don't worry, we work with every student at every step of the way.
Perfect.
Perfect. So yeah, Raymond, thank you very much. We're gonna go on with the next program. We're gonna put you on the backstage, but later on, if we have some question, we're gonna bring you up together with Erin. But we're gonna be preparing Erin to do her presentation for now.
Perfect. It was
Thank
great
you.
talking with everyone.
Yeah. See you later.
See you later.
Okay. So the next topic that we have will be they call it the DMMA. So this is
DMMA.
Digital Marketing and Marketing Analytics.
Oh
So
wow.
please help me welcome Erin. She is the faculty coordinator of this program. Who
Oh,
will help us here.
good morning. Good morning. How are you?
We're good, Erin. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. It's a little cold here in Thunder Bay, but I won't tell you how cold because we want to be positive.
Thank you for waiting for us. I
No
know,
worries.
but like I said, students are very excited to learn more about digital marketing and marketing analytics.
Oh, perfect. Well, yes, I'm excited to tell you about this program. I'm going to start, I guess, with talking about our postgraduate program.
Mhm.
And I'll just, I will share my slides. Just give me 1 second
Okay.
here.
All right.
And
And this is, you mentioned this is a postgrad
yes,
program?
it is. Yep, it's a 2-year postgraduate program, and we call it the digital marketing and marketing analytics.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't know, can you see everything clearly there?
Yes.
Yep, you can see your screen.
Perfect. All right. So, as I said, digital marketing analytics is our first program, and what this this program is all about is um, teaching students that either have already a 3 or 4 year degree in marketing or in actually a media arts related field. We're just really trying to take them to a deeper level of proficiency around digital technology, looking at analytics, and focusing on just all about so many different areas of traditional marketing, but really taking it to that next level with the digital world that we live in today. So as I mentioned, it is a 3 or 4 year degree program that is sort of the criteria to get into this. And it is 2 years. So we do have intakes that start in September, January, and also in May. And then when you're finished, your credential is really an Ontario College graduate certificate. Okay. So what this program really looks like, this is just a bit of a glimpse, and hopefully you can see this okay. We have 4 semesters, and very much like Raymond mentioned, if you start in the fall, you do the fall and winter semester, and then you have your summer off, and then come back for second year. We do have success weeks that are built into each semester to give students an opportunity to sort of work on assignments, catch up, some work. So it's a variety of things, but it's a really exciting program. One of the most popular courses in this program that students absolutely love is the audio video storytelling course and the transmedia storytelling. And this is just it's definitely one of the faves. It's really all about telling the story through video production. And when you think about how crazy and how busy our world is today, the opportunity to grab someone's attention is like just less than 8 seconds to really grab somebody's attention if you're trying to get them engaged with your brand. And it teaches the students a lot about, production workflow, how to create engaging video, camera angles and lighting, looking at creating content for the web, all kinds of different aspects of video production. And this course really gets them out in the field, engaged and learning. So it's something that's definitely exciting, and they love it. The transmedia storytelling is a continuation of that, and really looks at animation and looks at different ways to create engaging video, and take that beyond the video itself, and integrating corporate branding, and just really coming up with adding taglines and stuff. So very exciting courses. We teach a lot of market research in various courses as well. One of the big things about a postgraduate course with digital marketing and analytics, we do a lot of engaging with industry professionals. So it gives students the opportunity to really get out there and network with some of our local professionals. We bring them into the classroom as guest lecturers. We have them work on experiential projects where we're actually doing things that make a difference in their business. And it really forms and fosters that sense of mentorship and collaboration. And I find that's one of the biggest things with students want to meet possible future employers, and they want to work in industry as much as possible. So that's something that we really try and build into as many courses as we can. We do have a capstone, just like Raymond mentioned in his program. I'm working on the capstone right now for our 4th semester students. And we're hoping to actually use that video storytelling piece to create testimonial campaigns with former alumni. We get them connected out in the industry, and really try and show them what it is that that they're capable of building social media strategy, getting them working on market research, and really give them that readiness to get out into those careers. So just a couple of snapshots of different courses that we have. So I'm going to move forward, and it's really hard to tell students what a sample week looks like in terms of course load. This is just an example of this particular semester that we're in right now. Our first semester intake for DMMA, this is what their week looks like. It changes every semester, so it's not set in stone. But Mondays, they have lectures throughout the day. Some of them are lectures. And then when it says something like professional development is lecture, professional development is a really excellent course where we teach them about what it is to get ready for their professional careers, all about personal brand, how you represent yourself out there when you leave us. We get them also involved in community giving and the importance of volunteering and making that connection within the community. So I have actually, and I'm going to show you just as an example in a minute, I'll show you some pictures around that professional development piece. But in this sample here, Tuesdays, they're in lecture perhaps again for half a day. Audiovisual storytelling is definitely working in a lab. There's equipment that they use to enhance their video production. And then Wednesdays, in this particular cohort, they don't have class. Thursdays, again, they have classes in the morning, and then Fridays, potentially again in the morning. So it changes every semester, but this is just an example of where we're at right now. All right, and then what is the structure of our program? Lots of theory and hands-on training, but also hands-on training, we, as I said, we bring in industry professionals. When you're doing video storytelling, we have them out there learning how to use a real drone and take aerial footage. We have them working in the labs, editing software with different software systems. And then also, some of the assignments that we have, I've mentioned just a bit earlier that we work on as many real hands-on experiential assignments as possible. So if we're in social media and digital marketing, we may get them working with a business here in town to look at their website and look at their social media platforms and put a strategy together to help that business or organization. We have them do market research where we teach them how to develop psychographic assignments, how to carry out and organize a focus group. We have them build questionnaires and teach them the foundations of conducting research. And then we also, when we look at major projects that they do come out with, students that leave our program know how to put a media strategy together. They know how to conduct research. They know how to, how to go about creating a full marketing plan and communication plan around a campaign. And that's, as I said, really important in college. The whole college experience, in my understanding of what we do in our program, is really giving them that opportunity for practical. Everything that we try and do in this program is to further give them that experience of working on something that is real and going to make an impact. So that's really what we try and encompass here. A typical student profile. Who would be suitable for a program like this? If you have a way with words and images, people, and you're really plugged into what's now, you definitely have the right ingredients to be in marketing. Self-motivated, organized, and really eager to learn. Somebody that's inquisitive or curious and relatively social in nature tends to flourish in marketing. And digital marketing students also tend to be very artistic in nature. They might be creative and have some, levels of creative thought and original and work well in a setting that allows them to express their own self-expression. And somebody that really could possibly maybe not be all of those things, but is someone that likes to analyze and investigate and really look at the analytical side of what people are doing on social platforms and do that measurement piece. So we've got it all in this program. And that's really, I guess, what we would consider a typical student. So when we look at, is this a great option for you if you're thinking about coming to Confederation College? Absolutely. Confederation College is a busy campus. There's a lot of amazing programs here. Our program is energizing, and it's definitely one that's engaging. You're going to learn from real industry professionals. You're going to be enrolled for 2 years and give you a broad range of skills. And we're a really close-knit family. I feel like we're very well connected with our students. And, there's this sense of cohort that you get when you come into the college and you're with a group of individuals that are starting their program with you. And as you'll see in a few minutes from the images that I have for you to have a look at, that feeling of being part of a close-knit group sort of stays with you as you move through your 2 years here. And it continues on when you graduate. And that's something that's important. So I'm just actually going to go back for a second here. I think I wanted to show you, these are some pictures of our cohorts. You'll see up in the corner, we actually, for professional development in the fall, and I don't know if Sobia's on this particular session today, but she's one of our DMMA graduates from one of our first intakes. And we went out to the Regional Food Distribution Association, and the students built 962 Christmas hampers for the community here in Thunder Bay. And this was part of our professional development, teaching students about engaging in their community and getting out there and giving back, and really teaching them about the importance of volunteerism as part of that. So we did that, and you'll see some pictures of the students doing that. During the pandemic, myself and my colleague, there's some shots there of us doing a drive-by graduation gift giving because we were not allowed to be face-to-face at that time. So we do really, we really get to know our students. Our industry professionals get to know our students, which is a really fantastic way to network and build that connection for them. So these are some more shots. Just thought, at graduation, when we are able to get together, that's a pretty incredible feeling. And I'm just sharing some of these images with you. And then why would you want to go into digital marketing? Well, when you really think about it, there's about 6 billion internet users by the year 2027. And the demand for digital marketing and skilled digital marketing is only going to continue to increase. And digital marketing is one of the top skills to learn in 2023 to boost your career. There's a lot of small business owners and larger business owners that are trying to upskill and get as much information about digital marketing as they can. And we've seen over the last 3 years with this pandemic, the importance of having these skills and really looking at our digital environment. You're encouraged to definitely, when you finish this, there is a professional designation through the Canadian Institute of Marketing, and we do get quite a bit of credit for that advanced credit towards that registered professional marketer. So that is something that I would also love to encourage students to look at. And, a digital marketing specialist is just one role amongst many, many, many. And it's one of the 10 most in-demand jobs, 860,000 openings, according to LinkedIn. And the most requested experience in digital marketing, things like social media, content strategy, search engine optimization, analytics, and so much more. So there's a lot of opportunity here. Do we get jobs? Do graduates get jobs is a question that is often asked. And, the employment rate is around 86%. Students have successfully, from our program, found work in Thunder Bay, areas around Southern Ontario, Calgary, and elsewhere in Canada. Looking but not limited places like email marketing, as I said, copywriting, content writing, advertising. And students can really expect upon graduation to look into finding employment in definitely several different positions. We do have private and public sector. We do have a lot of opportunities in Thunder Bay around nonprofits as well, working in smaller businesses as well as larger ones. marketing analysts, marketing researchers. So there's so many different areas to sort of delve into. When you look at, where our DMMA grads are now, this is really interesting. These are some of my graduates. Joshua is working as a marketing specialist for Science North here in their expansion here in Thunder Bay. Irvish is working as an operations manager for T Squared in Toronto. Garv is working as a paid social strategist at operatic agencies in Hamilton, Ontario, which is down in Southern Ontario. Harsh is he's working at a partner manager at Accenture in Mississauga, and Victor's working digital marketing consultant for the government of Alberta, so out in Calgary. And Du is working as digital specialist for Hatch 64 in Toronto. And Jay Antala is working as a divisional sales manager at Staples here in Thunder Bay. And Vivek, he started working for a law firm, first as a marketing coordinator, and recently started working for a nonprofit as a marketing specialist. So, it's nice. We keep in touch, and we really want to know where our grads are and what they're doing, and sort of bring them back, to keep in touch with us and let us know how things are going. So there is opportunity out there. And I know Raymond mentioned that there is a facility on campus that helps students build their resumes, build their portfolios, and connects them to employment. And we call that new, I think, is what it's. And we do have a lot of resources here to really get people focused on getting their careers lined up as we graduate them. So that's something that we will certainly do in your second year as well. Some of the testimonials from students, I've put together just a list of, some students that wanted to share what they took from this program with future students. This is from Vivek. He's talking about digital marketing and marketing analytics program helped me to understand the ins and outs of marketing. I am grateful for all the support and the help provided by all the professors to improve my technical knowledge. Projects and assignments prepared me for the real world challenges one faces in marketing. And it was an overall great experience taking DMMA at Confederation College. After graduating from DMMA, I've moved to Toronto, pursued my career in marketing, and worked as a marketing coordinator for Pace Law Firm. Starting in January of 23, I joined Key Assets Canada as a marketing specialist for the province of Ontario, Newfoundland, Labrador, and Nova Scotia. So I won't read all these testimonials, but I will sort of give you a bit of a, sorry, I didn't see that picture there. And then Shamila, she's actually teaching at the University of Saskatchewan as a lecturer in management information systems. And again, she really focused on honing in her skills on search engine optimization, web development, analytics. And, it just talks about the experience she gained from the course, really anchored her in advertising and marketing. And then we have Victor, who is also a graduate, moved to Alberta, started working for a local marketing company, and now he started actually working for Google as a product marketing head. And then he was made the brand ambassador for Rogers, which is a telecommunications company, very big one here in Canada, and working at the government of Alberta now as a digital marketing coordinator. So he works helping small businesses succeed in digital marketing. And it not only made him a digital marketer, but an achiever. So he's definitely really focused on advancing his career, and felt that the skills he gained in this program really shaped where he is now. So again, very, very well done. And this course, this is Anand Batavia. He was working for Arts and Science Digital Experience Design as a digital marketing manager, and working in the Greater Toronto area for a branding agency. So I just wanted to share a few of these so that you get that, hearing it from our past students on their experiences. So I'm going to go back here for a second. And I guess for a moment, I can stop sharing. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask, I'm just going to go back for one moment here just to probably share. I have one document I wanted to show you. Um, Let me see here. There we go. Hopefully you can see this, but this is an example of our professional development class, really going out to our food bank and assembling the hampers with us. And you can see, we went out and we did this project. It was part of their course to learn the importance of community engagement and personal development, and really what comes from that giving back experience. And we had a fantastic time. We have done many other sort of activities like this in different programs, helping with events, but also very much doing different things like focus groups. And yeah, so very hands-on. We a lot of my students build first name relationships with some of our local agencies, and some of, we've got a couple of different media agencies that come in on a regular basis to our classes. And really, we've had a few students go off and work with them now upon graduation. I have one student working at Shout Media here in Thunder Bay, and another student that is working at Fire Dog Communications, working in public relations as well. So that's the digital marketing and marketing analytics postgrad. If you have any questions, and then I can tell you about business marketing if you'd like for a few minutes.
Yeah, thank you very much, Aaron, for that very informative discussion about digital marketing and marketing analytics. So right now, everything is everything is in the digital world. You don't especially for marketing. They play a big role in each market right now, in each company. That's why how branding is very important as well. And with this program, I can see that the what called the subjects you have for during the first, second, third years, like social media marketing, and so you guys are engaging, teaching them how to present, how to do the branding, and yeah, that's how it is right now. Everything is in digital.
We
Right.
do. We teach them how to do a social media audit and look at, how many people are the impressions that they're getting on their social media channels. And then not only that, but, how many people are sharing and how many people are having a conversation about their brand and their business. And that's a really big metric that is important to understand in marketing. And it's funny because this capstone course that I'm designing right now, we are really looking at how other colleges, how other universities are engaging. We're going to be looking at best practices around that, and then taking that and actually creating marketing materials to video using the capabilities that they've developed. Because let's be very honest, we are definitely a different we're living in a different world now where we don't spend a lot of time reading online. We like to see things, we like to hear things, we like to have that visual experience on these platforms. So video content is really critical, and really teaching students how to use that and capture and grab attention, because there's so much when you go on any one of your social platforms. You want something that's going to grab you and capture your attention. And that's really what we have to contend with as marketers. So perfect.
Yeah, actually, social media is one of the most used advertising medium right now, right? And it's not what you just put it in; it's how you put it in. You guys analyze things that when is the perfect timing to do this? What how long the video is, because if you're going to do like on a 30-minute presentation, it will like bore people, right? So there's a tactic in how to approach, especially for digital marketing, right? And this plays a big role for each companies, especially for advertisement. Yeah, and I really like it. The program itself, showing how to do things in the digital world right now, and I know this has a big impact as well when it comes to marketing the brand as well. And Michael, do you have any questions for Erin?
I like the psychology and sociology aspects of the program because basically with a very short attention span of people and they want everything at the tip of their fingers now, all the time, now. Given that the delivery process of how quick an information can be disseminated and absorbed, it's just like what Erin mentioned. It's there's a strategic approach to each and every component or content that's being done. And like I read the one with from LinkedIn before when I was looking into digital marketing as a personal interest when I was still studying. Um, I like how so like in my part before we create websites for web applications and everything, but I was always thinking yes, we're delivering the service that the people need, but are they actually enjoying the experience? So the user experience component was the one that I was always interested with, and I think the digital marketing side, uh, this is more towards people who have an acumen for the arts and maybe also interest in some data that could actually they could use for their strategies. So
Absolutely.
with this type of career, I think, given that the internet transcends physical boundaries, would it be possible for students to actually find remote job from other countries?
Absolutely. That is the world that we live in now. And,
Yep.
I have students that are actually working, doing internship opportunities while they're studying in different programs that are actually working for companies that are outside of Thunder Bay or across border. And
Wow.
that's something that, and especially after a pandemic, we've really
Yes.
learned the importance of and the ability to work remotely. That is something that, you can be working for a company in your country and doing business and doing marketing and strategy development for a company in another country. So absolutely, it's a virtual world.
It's a virtual world out there. Yep.
Yes, it is definitely. And I do have just a few things I was going to. I don't know if we have enough time to talk to you about our 2-year marketing diploma program. If
Sure.
that's something that you want me to cover
Yeah.
for a few minutes.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Because and I didn't I know that I talked about the video storytelling course. I do have a sample of one student's production, but maybe I'll come back to that at the end if there's time. You
Okay.
can let me know if there is or
Mhm.
not. But
And
I will just
yeah, and you mentioned Erin that you do have a student.
I do have a student from the Philippines who is just finishing my second year of the business marketing
Oh wow.
diploma program, and he's actually here with his family. So they yeah, and it's wonderful because I have students from all over. I have some that are here from Colombia and other countries as well, India, Colombia, Chile. I love it because I get to practice my Spanish, which I haven't used in a long time. So it's good practice for me. And it's funny because it's I too was an international student at one
Oh
point.
wow. Wow.
I actually lived in Australia for 12 years or 11 years, and of course English was my first language, so that wasn't as challenging. But I have had the experience of living in another country. I lived in Mexico for about 5 months, so I know what it's like when the language is different and the culture is different. But the wonderful thing about Thunder Bay is that we're a very diverse community here, and we really, I find that students, attend to feel at home here. So, but I'll share this with you here.
Yep.
Just give me a second again. Okay. So business marketing, I'll go into this just for a few minutes. Business marketing is a 2-year diploma program where you are required to have a high school diploma or an equivalency. It is a 2-year program to complete, and we do have intakes in September and January. And then when you're finished and you are done the 2 years, you have an Ontario College diploma. One of the things that Raymond mentioned in his program overview that is kind of similar is that in our business courses here, our diploma 2-year business courses at Confederation College, we have what we call a common first year. I think there might be a slight difference with accounting in that they have a spreadsheet course, but typically all of our programs that are business programs, be it marketing, general business, human resources, and accounting, those are 4 different streams that you can go into. But in the first year, you'll find that you're taking the same courses. So we have, if you look, you have an intro to HR, you get a feel for business, you see that there's an introduction to marketing, and then obviously as well an introduction into, I think I mentioned them all, business, HR, yep, and accounting. And that's something that the first year is common. So if you were a student in any discipline, you went into HR or marketing, and at the end of the first year, you thought, oh my goodness, I have to go into marketing because I love it and my teachers are amazing. You would be able to easily switch programs and change your direction. So it gives students out of high school an opportunity to really figure out where it is where their passions lie. Because sometimes, you think you want to go in one direction and maybe things change after your first year. So that's the beauty of the first year programming here at the college, at Confederation College. And then in second year, once you've realized that you can't live without marketing, we have some amazing courses that we do. We teach about e-commerce, which is definitely part of the world we live in now. We're always clicking and shopping online, and that's really something that we've learned as businesses, and that the importance of having that online access. We teach social media and digital marketing. So we have opportunities really here to get out and work with industry professionals and business owners to help them develop social media and digital marketing platforms, and make sure there's that common branding across all of their social channels. And it's a great opportunity for students to get that, again, practical experiential piece. Professional selling. This is a course I teach and I love it. Teaching students how to sell and how to take their ideas and make a creative presentation that they can sell these concepts. Market research, we have students that actually will be working with external partners on focus groups, bringing people in from the community to do real market research, looking at analytics. Innovative technologies is a course that we teach. There's a lot of open sources out there that students don't have to pay for, that they can use to help edit video, to help use to create branded materials and modify logos and all kinds of great resources that they can use. We teach them about Google Analytics and how to use different analytics software. And then in the 4th semester, we have a field work course. And it's great because not a lot of 2-year diploma programs have a capstone. And this is kind of our fancy way of calling this a capstone. It's a field work course where we get them working on real projects out in the industry, and things that sort of encapsulate all of the different things they've learned in their program. And this semester, we're actually doing a really cool project working for a local organization called the Cam River Walleye. We are working, the students are working on 2 different research projects for them, one around advertising and best practice and increasing their advertising on this new platform that they have. And the other group is working on, what are they working on? They are doing things where they're working on sponsorship packages, and also looking at doing more of a research approach on how to increase attendance at weekday games, and sort of doing psychographic profiling on what a hockey attendee during the weekdays is. So looking at lifestyle and coming up with a really specific social media campaign against targeting that particular target market. So really cool, really exciting, working with them, having them come into the class. And then for their event planning course, we're actually hosting a hockey night with international students here from the campus. So they'll be doing an event in March and hosting an event and organizing a fundraising charity as part of that event for a local organization. So again, we try and make it as experiential as possible and make sure that they get the most out of this program. Lots of opportunities with jobs. They can find employment in marketing, communications, market research, again, social media marketing, merchandising. Some people love sales, so they want to go into more of a sales role. Popular, it could be nowadays we see people that actually move on and become executive coaches and marketing analysts. So again, lots of opportunity to expand into a whole bunch of different areas. Some students love content creation and they really want to focus on content on social platforms. So again, lots of opportunity. I have a couple testimonials from some past graduates, advancing their abilities in communication, strategic marketing. This lady, she now works as the assistant director here in Thunder Bay for Delico Anishinaabe Family Care. And then I also have another graduate that's working for a big agency. Well, it's a smaller agency, but very prominently working in different areas here and then Southern Ontario as well. Shout Media. So, and we do, this particular student is doing an articulation. She's finished our program and decided to go on and finish her degree. And she's doing that while working in her field at a local agency doing marketing and social media and digital marketing. So very, very proud of all of our graduates. And just some pictures. You can see we're out at a walleye game, getting that whole brand experience so that we can really understand the brand and the passion behind the game so that we can build that into our campaigns this semester. We've got students that are doing a focus group with local professionals, sort of gaining valuable insight into their topics and into their market research. We had a fun night, a networking night, where we really encourage students to network. And they organized this event themselves in the past and got professionals to come in and network with students here on campus as an event planning project. And then, at the end of the year, we like to go out and have breakfast with our graduates. So there's a couple of shots of that as well. And again, lots and lots of opportunity to get involved. The picture, you'll see there's a picture of some gentlemen in this slide selling. In our first year of marketing, we do a really cool project where we bring in all the media to showcase what we do. And it's called an upcycling project. And students have to be on teams and they upcycle, repurpose materials, and they come up with viable products to sell right before Christmas. We have a big market days set up here on campus, and they sell to the local community and the local college community. And there tends to be a Christmas theme. A lot of them make things that could be Christmas decorations and homeware and all kinds of different things. But the whole focus is on teaching students about the importance of sustainability in business and how products can be repurposed and reused. And all of the money that they generate from this goes to the Emergency Student Food Bank here on campus as part of our Stock the Bank campaign. So they're giving back to their local college community, but at the same time, they're learning to develop products. They're learning how to promote them, how to price them, and how to actually sell them in a professional sales environment here on campus during market days. So a really experiential assignment. And every student that's in first year of any business program takes this marketing course and has to do this project. So it's a lot of fun. And it's got a really good vibe to it. And then the students love to sort of see themselves on the news and in different forms of media that come and cover this event for us. So it's been really wonderful to have that. So that is our business marketing program in a nutshell. But if there's any questions that you have, please feel free to ask.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much, Aaron. Business marketing. This is one of the program that Confederation College is offering, especially for those people who just finished high school. That's the minimum requirement. And as you notice, Michael, if you notice, most of the programs they offer, these are programs that I mean, the city itself needs them. Basically, they don't. Confederation College don't just offer programs that just for the sake of offering the programs. These are programs that the community needs them, right?
Mhm.
So expect that there will be a lot of jobs inside the community itself before going out. That's why when we came, when we went there, like a month ago, a month ago, we met
Yeah, yeah, a month ago. Yeah.
we met a lot of students who already finished their studies and students who are currently studying, and they said that we're enjoying our life here in Thunder Bay, and they're working. I mean, there's a misconception that Thunder Bay is a very remote area. There's no jobs, but they're wrong, right? That's why we are here to present Confederation College in a different way. That we need to wake them up. Now, you know what? There's the keg over there. We went to a restaurant, and the keg is one of the top restaurant in Canada, right? And we wanted to feature Confederation in a different way, that those misconception that there's an airport basically. So if they have a port area as well. So what I'm saying is, Confederation College is very what do you call this one? They have the variety of programs, but they only offer program that is needed within the community.
Mm.
That's why they have this program for the immigration program, the RNIP,
Mm.
Rural and Northern Immigration Program, that will help also international students to transition to permanent residency as well.
Mm. Mhm. And it's interesting. One of the things that definitely in our School of Business, anybody, we have a lot of people that are young, that are doing incredible things as entrepreneurs, that wanted to come and take a business program in 2 years so that it could really help hone those skills for them to run a successful business. And we've seen a lot of that too. I have graduates that have left our 2 year business marketing program that are doing wonderful things in their community, running businesses and making a name for themselves. So that's another real target for me personally. I'm really passionate about entrepreneurship, and I think that coming into a program and learning about the digital world and learning about the importance of selling and marketing, and they study accounting, they study HR and how to deal with internal business conflict. All these special skills they gain in a 2 year program, which is not a lot of time, can help them shape their future plans to run their own business. So, as you said, we tailor to a lot of different needs within our community, within the communities around us, and definitely, I have a lot of students that come from overseas that have family businesses that are here to sort of look at possibly continuing on with that, and that's something that is a real benefit of our programming. Mm-hmm.
Aaron, you'd mentioned entrepreneurship. Can you talk about the Innovation Center? Does your program work with the Innovation Center? It's connected right
Yes,
to the college on site.
it is very interesting that you brought that up, because that is a real asset, having our Innovation Center here on campus. The Northwestern Ontario Innovation Center, I bring them into all of our classes when we start our programming, because they have some really amazing events that they do here that really the international students and our local students love to get involved in. They do the recent one is Disrupt It, I believe, and they have these opportunities for students to get together and really brainstorm some creative ideas and concepts that they want to get involved in and possibly develop. And they come to this weekend session and they meet other students from the college, from the community, from the university, and they brainstorm these concepts together, and then they pitch it to a whole bunch of industry professionals that are there as mentors and supports and judges. And it's a really awesome weekend. And then at the end of it, whoever wins that pitch walks away with the money to possibly help develop this concept or this idea. So we definitely involve the Innovation Center in our programming and have them come in and talk about the different businesses in the community, the availability of grants, and all of those services that they offer our community here. So
and the networking, the connections.
Yes, that's the biggest piece is the networking.
Yeah, and students are getting this opportunity to connect with potential employers and potential clients that they might have with other employers in the future.
Yeah, and I've had them come in and just really actually market these events, because that's, we're trying to encourage students to get out there and meet and participate in these things, because like you said, so many different businesses and industry are represented at these things, and it's a great opportunity. You never know who you're going to be talking to and what their needs are, and whether or not that could be a future opportunity and a connection. And then on top of it, the other organization that students like to get involved in locally is Shift. And Shift is another one that we try and get engaged. Young professionals, it's a networking community. And that's something, I don't know if I had any pictures, but I had students go out bowling and participating in networking events with this organization that really focuses on young professionals and networking. So
Aaron and Raymond, I just want to share something, because Confederation College, especially for Filipinos culture, they were featured last week in a Filipino news here in Canada. I just want to show it to you guys that we're proud of it. And of course, Confederation students as well. I'm gonna try to share my screen. Let me just get into that. This is just a short 1-minute video. What I want to share. It's called the Omni News channel.
In the Asian communities, I think Filipino students are the second highest number of students that we have in Confederation.
Just try to.
Bibihirang pagkakataon na pili ang mga Pilipino sa Confederation College sa Thunder Bay, Ontario, na itampok ang kanilang kultura sa harap ng daang-daang mga estudyante at guro ng kolehiyo.
There's actually a growing number of Filipino students in Confederation College, especially this year. So I was a student back last academic year, and this year we had a growing number of Filipino students. I think in the Asian communities, I think Filipino students are the second highest number of students that we have in Confederation College, next to Indian students.
Sinimula ni Maricor at Julia Maylo ang pagkikwento sa kung sinong mga bansa ang may malaking impluensya sa kultura ng Pilipinas, hanggang sa pagpapaliwanag kung paano nagkaiba ang Pinas at Canada.
The difference here in Canada or in the Western world compared to the Philippines is we have a multi-generation home na it's normal lang sa Filipino na meron yung lola, lolo hanggang sa apo sa isang bahay, na dito as much as possible they want their children to be independent and to have their own home at the age of 18, and how Filipinos are very respectful when it comes to elders. We did put emphasis on that kasi tayong mga Filipino, hindi tayo masyadong first name basis. Dito kasi yung professor tinatawag lang on their first name basis kahit na they are way older than us.
Taas noorin nilang ipinagmalaki ang hilig ng mga Pinoy sa kanin at kung paano bumabangon ang bawat isa sa gitna ng mga delubyo at kalamidad sa buhay. Karaniwang mga Pilipino ang pinakamagagaling sa mga kolehiyo.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
There it is.
Very nicely done.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It's owned by Rogers, so it's a big media company too. News media, I think. Yep.
Yeah, and like I said, Filipino students are growing in Confederation College, and they're trying to share the culture as well. At the same time, learning the culture by with other students from other countries, especially the local students as well in Canada. So the diversity of sharing the cultures, learning, sharing, And like I said, if you can see, they are, having fun in Confederation College.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, Michael, do you have any questions for Erin and Raymond?
I just like to say that I like the two sets of programs that we presented today. It covers two different types of personality. Somebody who is more into the arts and expression side versus somebody who are more of it's like an introvert extrovert type of thing. The way I see it, because when I was in an engineering student, or when I was still in software engineering, we just work. We don't actually want to talk to people. Whereas if you're on the marketing side, you always want to interact with people. Of course, communication is very important to both type of careers. But you see that there's a bit of a personality type that kind of fits the criteria to the role. But then again, there are other people who are very, very mixed when it comes to their personality. I just enjoy that both programs could cater to different types of people and different skill sets.
Yeah.
It's funny, graduates of all these programs could be working together as well.
Yes,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah. Raymond, I could use some of your skills. Yep. There are areas that I could definitely use some more skill around computing for sure.
Oh, and we that's the other thing about different programs. There are such a variety of programs at Confederation College, and it's interesting you pointed that out. But we're always looking for opportunities for to collaborate with other programs and so on.
Definitely.
Yeah, good mix today, I think, right?
Yes.
Yep, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, and that's why we're here. We wanted to let everyone know that Confederation College, they don't have just health programs, because for Filipinos, Confederation College is very well known for health programs. We wanted to show them that there is a lot more than health. You have business, you have engineering, you have avionics as well.
Aviation.
Yes.
Yep.
So yeah, this is what for the last the last 2 week. I mean, for the last week and this week, we're gonna feature some programs, but we're not gonna be doing this until this week only. We're trying to vision that if we can, if we want to learn something, we want to learn it directly from the expert, right? And you guys are the expert for this one. That's why we're very lucky to have you guys explain the programs itself. And I'm sure the audience is also, are educated on today's session.
I'm sure a lot of people learned about many things today. I definitely learned a lot from what we. I feel like I was in class because I was learning a lot of things I thought I know. Apparently, I didn't. Things I know a little bit now. I kind of have a better understanding of. I think this is what our viewers really appreciate, because again, some of our viewers are very diverse in their career and their career prospects and the outcomes they want to achieve after their studies. And this is why we want to let the people know what Confederation College offers on top of the extra immigration program that is unique to the province, to the location.
Yeah. So Raymond and Erin, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much.
But this is not the first time, but hopefully we can do more sessions like this. And yeah, this is very informative. And I hope that we can do this one more time anytime soon.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much again for having me. And it's been a real pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care,
everyone.
Thank you so much, Raymond, Erin. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yan, balik tayo kay
ating
Universe. Question and answer portion na tayo sa Miss Universe.
Ang hirap lang makipaglaban ng English.
I am truly impressed as well. I agree with those combination. Our professors, our coordinators, they're really like match made in heaven. And kudos to you, yes, for formulating this. Grabe, it's so comprehensive. And
yes,
I isn't it? Super comprehensive. And that's why we really appreciate, of course, Suncor for hosting this kind of info session. This is one of a kind. We've never done this. I don't think like others have done this as well. So congratulations for this initiative. And it is indeed successful. So
Yes.
pretty much impressed with everything. You mentioned Kuya Nick and Kuya Mick about, of course, apart from our credible, reputable professors, coordinators, of course, we also have an A team. Sinatawag ko silang A team eh. The International Education Center, of course, led by Dean Miriam.
Yep.
Mhm.
And she is super supportive, very generous of, promoting and collaborating with you. And I really appreciate kasi game na game siya with this concept. And of course, together with Sobi as well, our marketing head, I think she was also featured in one of the photos displayed by Erin earlier. And yeah,
Sobia, right? I think she is
yeah,
online, but I don't
she
know
is.
if she wants to join us.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Oh,
I
so
don't know.
we
Yeah, there you
oh,
go.
Hi. Hi,
Uh,
everyone.
right. So Sobia is our the queen of marketing division, the queen. Okay.
No.
ooh,
I think we met her, right? So Sobia, we met
Yes.
you.
Yes, I was the one who was running around when you were here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much
So,
for the
thank you so much.
yeah, no.
being here.
I recognize some of the pictures that Erin shared in her presentation. I am also a graduate of the Digital Marketing and Marketing Analytics program.
Wow.
And after I graduated, I got a job here. So it's also sort of like a testimonial to students getting a job right after they graduate. I think I got this position 3 months after I graduated. So yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So there are jobs actually, especially for for brand ambassadors,
Yep.
for
Yeah.
marketing. Like I said, the first person could do the marketing is the students because they have the first hand experience.
Yes. Yep. Yep. So I sort of like it's good that I work in the international department because I was an international student and
Wow.
I know the experience, and that is why I know sort of like I can relate to students who come here. So it's sort of like a good support system.
Wow, but yeah, thank you very much, Sylvia. I know you're a busy person, but thank you for
Sort of.
joining us today.
No, no problem.
And
It's such a great initiative, and it's so good to see all the professors together and like
exactly,
it's
like I said,
really good.
the best person can teach us are the teachers
Yes.
itself. The
Yep.
field that they are,
Yeah.
masters on it, right?
Yeah.
And this today, the program that we featured was was very good, especially the marketing and the engineering. The electronics part as well. And
Mhm.
yeah, so yeah, we're gonna continue our
Yes.
session
Of
with
course.
Christelle.
Thank you for
Yes.
gracing us with
Very
your
much for
presence.
joining us as well.
No
Nice to
worries.
see you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much,
Bye-bye.
Sylvia.
Thanks, Sobia. Right.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I have also additional news. So apart from being featured um through via on Omni, which is again we're super grateful. Because it's great news, diba?
Yes.
But
Of course.
they feature different kinds of news and pragmatic ones. Some are good, some are nerve wracking. But the news that they featured about the college is fortunately good news.
Of course.
Yeah.
I
And
will go
they
viral
are,
in a positive way.
they highlight the Filipino culture in Thunder Bay. Right?
Yep.
Yes. Oh,
They acknowledge that it's a growing community, especially for Filipino
Yes.
students.
that's another thing. Of course, we also owe this opportunity and possibility sa ating mga kababayans there. They're super supportive and they're really warm and we are so grateful. So ito nga, so ito na.
Ito
Parang
na. Okay.
marites
May
mode.
pasabog. Ano ba? May
Ah,
drum roll ba?
pasabog. Ano kaya ito?
Ayan, for those who are not familiar about an association called Colleges Ontario, I don't know if familiar ang mga kuyas dyan, di ba? Yung Colleges Ontario.
Yes,
So,
we are.
yeah, some of viewers na probably first time that I've heard about this. Colleges Ontario is an association representing the provinces, of course, of Ontario, yung 24 public colleges nila. So they do, if I'm not mistaken, they do mga KPIs, reports, annual reports,
Yep.
right,
Yep.
as one of their
Yep.
initiatives. And the recent report, maybe I can share. Can I share my screen very quickly?
Yeah,
Is
sure,
it
sure.
possible?
Of course.
Of
Okay.
course. Anything for you,
Love
our
it.
queen.
Oo, queen and mga kings. Ayan. Okay. So can you...
Oh,
Oh, ayaw siya mag-share. I'll try again. Share screen, a window. Ayan. Okay, ayaw siya ngayon Well, nagloloko siya. Bakit ganon? Hindi siya cooperative. Pero sige, in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, yes.
Yeah. So for the 2021-22 key performance report, or a key performance indicator rather, or KPI, kaka-release lang itong January 30th. Oh, yesterday, in fact, that Confederation College is proud to be top of the list for the graduate employment rate at 91%.
Wow.
91.
Yeah,
Wow.
91.1. And we're also very proud to be well above the provincial average for graduate satisfaction rate of 83.5. So nag 91.1 po tayo for the 21-22 KPI. So meron virtual dyan, clap.
Mataas.
Yan.
Siguro
Actually, yung
mga kababayan natin, to put it into context, yung malalaking Toronto schools nasa mga 80 plus lagi. So for a college to hit 91, magandang performance index po ito. That shows that Confederation College is doing something right for its students.
And we owe it to the coordinators, the professors, the whole team. Grabe. Kasi the facilities, of course, the government, the city, alam mo, tumawag. And the key sectors in the city of Thunder Bay and other regions. So it is another great news that we love to share with each and everyone. Ayan. Tas meron pa isang good news. Ayan, ang daming good news, di ba?
Not one, but two.
I know, right? Well, as mentioned in the video and by, of course, our student ambassador, Maricor, also, yung former student natin kasama din nun, I think cousins sila. They're so active in the community, and of course, they support the college, kahit na alumna and current student. So, see, Confederation College, we actually have 8 campuses, but I don't want to say 8 campuses. Ideally, yung main campus natin is sa Thunder Bay. Okay? And then we have 7 others in the region. It's still in the northwest area. So, na-mention nga kanina, the Filipino community, international students per se, it's growing at Confederation College. So, with this, we have to open to other campuses. So, hindi na lang tayo sa isa. We also have in Kenora, which is 2 hours away by land from Winnipeg. So, yung mga may relatives dyan na ayaw ng IELTS. Kasi normally, nag-require ng IELTS sa area doon, yung ibang schools doon.
Sino ba may gusto?
Ayan, so
Hindi lang yun. Kasi I'm not saying bad sa Winnipeg, but sa Ontario po kasi, nasa almost $16 po yung minimum wage. Pagdating mo sa Winnipeg, nasa $13 yung minimum wage. More or less. So, 2 hours away, pero yung minimum wage is a factor pa rin yun.
Oh, yes.
Cost of living is lower as well in Kenora, relatively lower. So, Kenora, Fort Frances, and Dryden. And all of these regional campuses, we do have Filipino community. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Especially for the health programs, no, for those
Yes.
they call it regional
Yeah.
region
Yes.
campus.
Mm-hmm.
Marami pong slots. There's a lot of slots for early childhood education,
Correct.
PSW.
Marami pa
I
mga
remember.
bakante. Yes.
The
Practical
other one,
person.
bro, the other program that they have.
Marami sa health and education if I recall. Di ko lang ma-memorize pero kasi
Mm-hmm.
yung regionals nila it's a bit it's a different feel. I'm trying to recall how they described it. If you're more into nature, parang
Yeah.
ganun.
Outdoors.
If you want a quiet neighborhood, if you're the outdoors type person, you'd probably enjoy it too.
Yeah, and if you want to get a higher chance of permanent residency.
Of course, yes. Mga kababayan kasi syempre, ang maganda sa Thunder Bay, maraming trabaho, pero maraming umaalis to go to the bigger city. Parang sa Philippines, lahat gusto sa Manila. So that leaves the city with lots of job, but konti lang yung employees. So this is a perfect time for international students to grab those opportunities. So yung mga nadidinig yung mga LMIA, yung mga kasama po namin nung nag-dinner kami nung Christmas sa Thunder Bay, and dahil po mga estudyante doon, nakahanap ng employers na sponsoran po sila.
Yes.
Thank you nga pala doon. Salamat.
Siyempre, thank you din sa pagbawi mo.
Our last, just to, our last morning with the Kuyas with this series po, this coming Thursday, i-flip ko lang. This is going to be civil engineering and aviation, aircraft maintenance. So, si Miss Leslie and si Danny, they're the ones going to be discussing these programs. It's going to be same time po, 9 a.m. Toronto time and 10 p.m. po sa Manila time po.
But it's gonna be on a Thursday. Just as a reminder sa ating regular viewers on a Friday. This time, it will be a Thursday.
Yes. So, once again po, straight directly from the source po, the professors or the coordinators for each program, sila po ang magpe-present mismo ng program so that, if you have any questions, we can always ask them directly.
Yes.
Yun. So, we're very excited. No? By the way, sa Sun-Cor side naman, we're very happy then this year is, we started well by choosing Confederation College to feature them.
Yep.
And I know that we can do more. This is just the beginning of the year, and we're very happy and actually fortunate. Then we were accommodated by Miriam to do this initiative. It's a risk because it's a marketing strategy that Kuya Mikmik and I talk na alam mo why would not kunin natin from the teacher itself yung maggawa ng info session dahil sa regular info session kasi rather than presenting all the programs, why not just use the programs that, kailangan?
Ang maganda sa kanya, Kuya Nikki, kasi it makes the programs relatable. Kasi yung teachers mismo yung nakikita nyo.
Yeah.
It gives you an idea, ano ba yung tsura ng mga teacher? Mga teacher ba, mukha ba mabait, masungit, pogi ba? As you notice in this, I think, third leg of the 4 presentations that we have, feel yung ang parang ang genius nila lahat na they're a master of their craft na parang kahit ano tanungin mo, paikot-ikutin mo, may sagot sila. Even if you want to cross-reference their skills, if you do your research, ask them, they will end up knowing more than we do. Kasi imagine ilang taon na sa industriya yung mga taong yun. They dedicated their lives to that field. So talagang, and of course, like what they always mention, Canadian colleges, public colleges, mga instructors are very hands-on with the industry. So we are actually talking to the seasoned professionals of Canada, especially in the Ontario region, for example. So itong mga ganitong maliliit na bagay, guys, mga kababayan sa mga viewers natin, these are small things that you appreciate in a publicly funded college in Canada. Magaling po talaga yung mga teachers. Hindi sila yung nangangapa na pag may tinanong kayo, baka outdated na yung alam nila. Kumbaga yung iba, cassette tape. Pero ngayon, ano ba? CD? Hindi. Ano ba ngayon? Sa music, digital.
Kumbaga, ano lang tawag ito?
Ano ba tawag ba? I forgot the name. Pero sound subscription based na. Wala na mga cassette, wala na mga CD, kumbaga. So napaka high-tech.
Ang kagandahan kasi sa ano din, they really invested sa yung mga current equipment nila. Na
Yes.
latest equipment aligned to the current trend that we have, no? Talagang
Yeah.
hindi siya outdated. Kumbaga, wala nang outdated. Kumbaga, these are new. Talagang nag-invest sila. And then we can see that those are new facilities that they
Million na dollars ang ginastos to build those facilities. And syempre, may safety, may up to date. Iba talaga. Kaya I think I'm really happy that we as Sun-Cor started this campaign na yung teachers ang i-showcase din. Of course, on top of the Miss Universe caliber representative from the Philippines, yung kumbaga, beauty and brains yung present natin. The beauty of Miss Crystal and the brains of the college.
Wow.
That's a good one. I know. Speaking of the investment, sorry, not only with the facilities, but our coordinator spoke about the postgraduate work opportunities, which our college also invests financially and relationship wise network with all our networks with industry partners, not only in Thunder Bay but Northwest and outside the province. And real talk, yun naman din yung gusto malaman talaga ng mga ating prospective clients. Apart from the in-depth, it was stitched in and out, yung mga course, outline subjects, and they were also able to align or synchronize. If you're going to learn this, what you're going to be exposed at, and this will be applicable after you graduate. It's just really amazing.
So that's why you get the 91%. Right?
91% is very high.
It's 91.1.
Ooh, yeah. 0.1.
It matters, the 0.1.
Yeah, what I'm saying is there's a reason why you get that numbers, because like you said, you have the network, you're helping students to to be prepared before even graduating, right? So the right network, connect to the right people. At the same time, you're giving them opportunities to find jobs after graduation.
And also, possible din siya, sorry, with yun na highlight natin, we'd like to emphasize or put a spotlight on this. We are very fortunate enough to be in collaboration as well with Northwest Employment Works. Na-mention ng dalawang coordinators yon earlier. So it's an employment Ontario service provider. And their office is situated mismo on campus. So there's a leverage amongst our students wherein they have access to for them to boost their soft skills. They do provide training, and they also provide listings of possible employment, and also they help the spouse. It's possible the spouse, and for students who would bring their spouse for them, their partner, they could also inquire, and they do not have to pay extra cents. So ayun, ang ganda, full package nga eh. So it's pretty impressive. I myself, of course, I'm in awe. Every time they really want to level up, the college actually wants to level up, and they really they listen carefully to the international community, what the needs are, and we're so grateful. Ayun.
Yeah. So, by the way, for Sun-Cor again, these are the services that we're offering. We do process free LOA assistance for Confederation College. We do process study permit, open work permit, extensions, PGWP, name it, and you get it since we have our licensed immigration consultant, si Kuya Mikmik. Ayan po, siya po ang legit lang po na pwedeng mag-process po ng immigration, would be the immigration consultant and immigration lawyer po. No? Or you can do it by yourself. No? And also, as alam mo naman sa Sun-Cor, we get what we share. So with Sun-Cor po, we do have a referral program, Earn and Save with Sun-Cor. Every time po na magre-refer po kayo ng LOA, once the visa get approved, you get a 5,000 pesos. Dapat yung ni-refer niyo po will get also another 5,000 pesos. If you will refer with the full visa assistance po, and when the visa get approved, the one who referred will get 5,000. Tas ikaw po ang nag-refer din po will get 10,000. So I'm gonna show you the clip that we have. Us an email at apply@sun-cor.com, or you can, if you want to book a consultation po for free with me po, you can go to our website www.sun-cor.com. So you can just book the consultation over there for the education side. But if you want to have an immigration consultation with Kuya Mikmik, you can go to his website. Ito po, medyo mahaba lang.
Yes.
Studyworklivemigrantcanada.com, and you can book a consultation from there po.
Kasing haba ng pasensya ko, yes.
Ayan. So, Miss Crystal, maraming salamat again. We're very lucky to have the Miss Universe like you.
It's an honor. It's mutually an honor for me, of course. I actually miss you guys. Parang naalala ko yung ating mga memories. I was like walking down the memory lane.
Don't worry. We'll see you soon. Magugulat ka.
You'll see us soon, either here or there. So we'll make more memories.
Yes. For now, virtual hugs sa inyong dalawa. Salamat.
Yan. Ano ba tawag ng spirit fingers?
Napaka-genials mo naman pala.
So, guys, again, this Thursday, a day after tomorrow, we're going to be presenting again the last leg, which is the Morning with the Kuyas with Confederation College, featuring the program Civil Engineering at saka yung Aircraft Maintenance. No? Same time, same channel, different programs, but for sure it would be an informative and educated session again this coming Thursday. That's 10 p.m. po sa Manila time, and then 9 a.m. po dito sa Toronto.
Yeah.
By the way, it's already January 31st. No, tomorrow will be February.
February na. Counting the days. Tatanda na naman tayo, mga kababayan.
Yung matanda. Diba, sabi niya, life begins at 35.
Because yun.
Baguhin natin, life begins at 35.
Yeah. So, Ms. Crystal, can you just, before we let you go, can you just summarize, a short summary lang how to get the LOA? How's the process? Just a reminder for them.
Right. Okay. So, with the two programs presented earlier today, for diploma programs, essentially, we can accommodate graduates of high school from the Philippines, of course, old Philippine curriculum, and also K-12. And of course, we also have a profile wherein you already have your degree, you could also apply for diploma program. And then for the postgraduate programs, such as the embedded systems and digital marketing, you should be a graduate of a 4-year degree from the Philippines. Highlight ko lang very quickly, yung digital marketing analytics, nakalagay doon sa deck ni Ms. Erin, should be a graduate of media and business. But there are some situations wherein it's probable for case-by-case basis, wherein, for example, hindi yun yung degree nyo, but then you have a marketing experience minimum of 2 years. So you may also be qualified for this program. So the bottom line is, these are only general requirements, and then later on, si Sun-Cor mag-assess and they'll provide you the in-depth information. And for all those profiles that I've mentioned earlier, of course, we do waive IELTS or English proficiency. And then they need to submit, apart from their academic records, they also have to submit, of course, their passport, to Sun-Cor, and they will endorse it to us. And then once everything is collated and verified by our admissions team as well, you'll be receiving your offer letter or LOA, depending on the program. But generally, we have programs kasi na the following day, meron ng offer. But there are some programs that may take time because it's already on queue or wait list. So kindly, so we really want you to manage your expectations when it comes to that. But we're okay, you can chase us or Suncor will chase me if meron tayo kailangan i-rush. And then, yeah, that's pretty much about the LOA or LOA. And isa pa palang good news, nakalimutan ko.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, there's more. Parang, marketing, ano na to. So, since if you're going to apply for a partner, Suncor, then the application fee, of course, will be waived. If you're going to makikita nyo sa website yo, ang daming wave. Oh, ano. So, $95 yun. Sayang naman, 95.
Ayan din yun.
Yes.
Oo.
Mga kuyas na bahala nun. Ayaw mo
Yun,
kayong mag-alala.
sila pala. Oo, sila pala bahala.
Yeah. So once again po, yung Confederation College is a public funded school, no, na 100% na may PGWP. And right now, not only that, there's a lot of options for permanent residency, especially for those matured students. And we'll be happy to help you out. No, we believe that marami pong may tulong yung school mismo, not only on your careers but also in settling here in Canada as a permanent residency. I mean, a permanent resident. Ayun. So, Miss Cristel, thank you very much again. I know gabi na dyan, 12:30 na.
Umaga na siya.
Umaga na dyan.
January 1st na nga. It's January 1st. So, thank you. Naka 2 months tayo. Kasi January. O,
Yes.
diba?
Oh, ano? Wow.
That's how special Confed.
Oh,
Ay,
nga.
grabe. Kilig na ako.
Marami pang magugulat sila.
Salamat. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Suncor. And I'll see you soon.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Cristel. Take care. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of
You
the day.
here and there. Bye-bye.
So everyone, thank you very much again for joining us. I know may
Maraming
meeting
salamat
ulit kami ni Kuya Mikmik after us. Actually, in 8 minutes, may meeting na kami ulit. Yeah. But yes, this is one of another successful event na naman.
Yes, nakita niyo naman.
You can review this live session din naman sa YouTube at saka sa Facebook ng Sun-Cor.
Yes.
And we'll be happy to answer your queries po. Well, just in case you have any question, just send us an email again sa apply@sun-cor.com.
Yep.
If you need help po, you can also book a one-on-one consultation, especially in choosing the program. Just go to www.sun-cor.com. Or if you want to talk to Kuya Mikmik for immigration questions, if you want to avail our full visa assistance, just go to his website, studyworklivemigratecanada.com, and you can book a consultation with him, or you can just send an email at info@studyworklivemigratecanada.com. And also, shout out na rin sa mga kababayan nating nandito na sa Canada. If you need help po, please contact Kuya Mikmik, lalo na yung mga gumaduate na hindi pa alam kung anong gagawin. Kuya Mikmik is there. He will guide you and he can also assess your profile for your permanent residency. No. Once again, you can send an email to this, info@studyworklivemigratecanada.com for more details po.
Ayan. Actually, Kuya Nikki, I think for the start of this year, as we've been doing this for many years, ang dami ng mga estudyanteng dinala natin noon ng mga pag-graduate na, pa-PR na, mga naka 1-year work na, because it's a 3-year process transition, 1 to 3-year transition for people. So ngayon yung mga consultation natin, dati yung mga gusto mag-aral. So nakikita rin natin yung growth na ngayon puro mga PR na yung usapan, mga extensions, PRs, or minsan po yung mga na-PR na gusto kunin yung kapatid, kunin yung pinsan, kapitbahay, or whatever. So ito na po. It just shows na palaki ng palaki yung Filipino community sa Canada. And eventually we want to be properly represented and recognized as a big community. Tayong mga Pilipino, madami po tayo sa Canada, pero mas marami pa rin po yung iba. And eventually, as we unite as one, we will be more represented. So yun po yung pangarap namin. Sama-sama po tayo, magtulungan po tayo. Huwag po tayo mag-inggitan kasi kumbaga wala na tayo sa Pilipinas. Alisin na natin yung mga toxic na mga traits natin. At dito po, let's start anew. Let's be supportive of everybody. Be happy of everybody because everyone's success is our success as a country and as a people representing the Philippines po.
Yes. Ayun. Oy, shoutout pala kay Carl. No, kay Carl po, isa sa mga international student. Nakatanggap siya ng ano bro? OINP invitation to apply.
Uy, congrats!
And
Congrats!
message lang sa akin, Kuya Nick, I need help with Kuya with Kuya Nick.
Ay, pag-usapan po natin. Ito po ba ay International Student Graduate Stream or Human Capital Priority Stream? So, pag-usapan po natin. But that's good news nonetheless because you're one step closer to your permanent residency dream.
Ayun. So guys, thank you very much. This is again the Morning with the Kuyas. My name is Kuya Nicky.
Ako po si Kuya Mikmik.
And this is the Morning with the Kuyas once again. We're gonna see you on our last leg for Confederation College this Thursday.
This Thursday po.
Stay safe and God bless everyone.
Stay safe. God bless. Bye-bye po.